All right. Oh, I have to bring FP on.
FP.
Come on.
Dude, please flip your screen. It just looks weird.
Can you see can you see it? Because I can't see him on my end. Like,
I can see FP.
okay, because I can't. Okay, good. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is.
I was asking him to flip the screen 90 degrees because
my laptop was lagging for a minute. All right, guys, we are live. We are outside the box live. As always, I'm the SGW guy, the doctor of foodology. We got Marshall Mikey hanging with us. We got the crewman. We got FP, but let's see here. So everybody, how is everybody doing tonight? Today, this week? I am sorry I had to cancel last week. I had last week was a nightmare. But also last week, Mike, remember, Amy Moss.
Yeah.
Did her wedding. Married. Yep, I did her wedding yesterday. Or not yesterday, last week. I did her wedding. It was nice. It was nice. Why can't I see FP?
I don't know. I can see him full screen.
Oh, like I said, my computer's lagging. My laptop's lagging for some reason. All right. Now I can see him. All right, guys. We are back, baby. Outside the Box Live. Welcome everybody to the show. Big throw out to Jancy. I know he's watching. He's back home watching. And I hope to see. Oh, we got 4 rocking. All right, awesome. So tonight I wanted to talk about how comics influenced TV, like throughout the years, TV shows, cartoons, movies, etc. But also we can talk about other stuff going, between it. I do want to start and say, again, I apologize for last week for canceling the show. What? FP, what did you do?
You just saw that?
Yeah, like I said, my FP, I can only see FP. I can't see anybody else.
I can't hear him.
If we don't have any yeah.
It looks like we're okay now. I think we're all good now. Oh, we just lost FP.
Hold on, I'm trying to get him back on. Oh, it's my laptop's screwing up. No, he should be there. All right, we're back. FP, no, what is going on here? Trying to bring it.
I don't know. He's saying bad words in the chat right now.
There he is. FP, could you hear us?
FP,
say something.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Turn on your. We cannot hear you, FP. All right, well, FP.
You are muted. FP is muted.
Yeah, I don't know why. He's not muted on my end. We cannot hear you, FP. No comprende. I don't know what FP's saying.
FP. Come in, right. FP.
So he's trying to get.
Shy.
All right, guys. Let's see.
No.
Carlos, the most hated one. Shout out to Carlos. Yep, you got it there. Tydeezy. Tydeezy 27. Okay.
Hello to Carlos, the most hated one. Good evening.
That's a wrap. What's up? That's a wrap. Now my laptop was lagging, so I apologize if it lags. I'm sorry. What's going on? Hi, Susan. What's going on today? Yep, we're all we're all doing good. It's okay. So October is Awareness Month. What's up, Lenny? Hey, I saw that pic of Mags put up. I'm happy for you, guy. Lenny has a baby in the womb. Well, not his womb, you know what I mean. But his woman's having their baby, so that's still awesome. Yeah, FP, we still can't hear you. FP, we still cannot hear you.
It's actually where the name or the word woman comes from, is man with a womb.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, Lenny.
Yeah,
Good luck with-
congratulations, Lenny. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
It's but October has a lot of things going on for awareness. One is breast cancer. Okay. Sing to me. No, we're not singing to you, FP. Turn your mic on so we can hear you. But okay, so like I was saying, October's one of the awarenesses is breast cancer. Okay, breast cancer awareness. So I just want to throw up here. I want to show real quick. October is also one of.
Oh, thanks. I was aware it's October.
Yeah, I know. Why is my computer's lagging? Oh, I hate this.
It's really starting to feel like October too. I mean, today was like gorgeous. The weather today was great.
Oh, today was
hot, not too cold. Yeah, today was wonderful.
All right, you there, FP?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now
Finally, yes.
Oh, thank God.
All right. So yes, we are all now here. Guys, if you support breast cancer out there like we do, like I do, like we do, if you want to walk alongside SGW, click that QR code, buy the shirt. I see 9 of us here in the chat that are watching. Thank you to all who are watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channels. We appreciate it. We got we got the links in the description. We have False Paranormal NEPA. The crewmen don't have a YouTube channel, so we can't promote his channel. He doesn't have one. But the Ghetto Theater of Wilkes-Barre, False Paranormal, Mayan. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channels grow. And if you like the show, you like to support the show, click that QR code up in the corner. Any donations goes towards the show, whether it's gas to get us to a food review, to a cemetery. Well, it's been cold. We haven't gone to a cemetery because it's been just cold as hell. Cold as North Pole. But yeah. Okay. All right. I'll bring that subject up here. But yes, guys, check out the October Awareness Month shirt. I did put some pictures up with it. If you look on the back, I have everything listed that's associated with this month. Okay, so here I don't keep covering everyone's faces. So, what's up, Caring TMH? Crane. I'm sorry, Crane TMH. So a couple of weeks ago, I just from working on the computer every day, my eyes are starting to bother me. So I'm like, you know what? I got to break down and get glasses. So I go to Walmart Vision Center.
Walmart
Vision Center. So I go and do, they dilate my eyes, go through the whole exam and everything like that. And what happens is, because I'm type 2, my medical covered the exam, but I had to pay for like one exam that insurance doesn't cover. I have to, pick out the lenses and all the frames and everything, which is fine.
I got my glasses at Walmart too.
Well, so They say it'll take about 7 to 10 business days. All right, yeah, no problem. So last Saturday, I get a text from going to Amy's wedding. They're done. Come get them, pick them up. Great. So at least I'll be able to see clear during the wedding. I go up to Walmart, go in, here to pick up my glasses, blah, 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 blah. And I forgot to change something. God damn it. So anyway, I go to put them on, and I'm like, these are not right. Like, I knew, and the lady's like, well, you have to get used to them. I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with these. Your eyes have to adjust, and we advise, wear them for a week. All right. I'm not gonna argue with it because I'm not gonna get anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I will go and I'll give it a week. Well, I leave Walmart and I can just see everything is not right. I get in the car. I'm gonna drive down to Pierce Deli because that's Pierce Street Deli because that's in their venue part. That's where they're having the wedding. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, no way. Like, everything looks to start. I'm like, no, I cannot wear them. One day I get a phone call because my right eye, I have to get surgery on. That's going to be fun in itself. But so in January, I have a consultation set up down at Eye Care Specialists in Kingston. All right. No problem. I just want to get it done, get it over with, and get everything fixed. So actually my eye, because my eye's so swollen, my right side, my eyelashes are actually scratching my cornea. Like, lightly, but they're still scratching my cornea.
That's not good.
You got a deal there. I do once in a while. But yeah, I usually maybe on Sundays I'll do a live one, just to throw something up in the works. But yeah, I can do that. Tomorrow I'm working tomorrow, so I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I'm working tomorrow overtime. But yeah, definitely will, dude. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, okay, but I said these glasses they're not working. There's something wrong. I said I can't read the computer. I can't do work. I can't. They're like, because they give me bifocals. All right. They're like, well bifocals aren't working on the computer. Well, why didn't you tell me this when I was sitting with you, figuring out what were the best lenses to get? All right. So I'm like. I didn't say that to him. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, can I bring him back? Yeah, sure. Bring him back. So I go up Monday night. So he's like, oh, we have to make you a new appointment. You have to see that. I'm like, well, I'm just change the prescription and give me back. Just take out the bifocals, give me regular lenses. No, they can't do that. I have to go through another eye exam, which they better not try and charge me for it because I'm gonna be like, no, I want these fixed. So, and they said, oh, well, we can't get you until the 22nd. So I have 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks from that point where I cannot use these things. Yeah, I'm like, all right. So the conclusion will be on October 22nd when I go back. But that's the glasses story. And when I was wearing them last week, it gave me such a headache so bad. I'm like, I can't. Everything was blurry, and I'm like, so then I'm like, I hate to do it, but I can't do the show tonight. And I was PO'd. I was mad at myself because I'm like, I'd love to do this every week, and Crane TMH. If you want to donate to the cause, thank you, but not necessary. Yeah, so we'll find out the conclusion on October 22nd. But yeah, so speaking of food, this past Friday I put up a video where I went to a place in Wyoming, and he's gonna start doing his version of pizza, but he wants to find the right bread guy. This guy, his name is Kalani. I don't know his last name, but his name is Kalani, and he is literally from Hawaii. He moved from Hawaii. FP, what do you?
Dude, I didn't mean to send that.
Okay, good, because I didn't know what you were saying. Lost my train of thought. Thanks, FP. Oh, so his name is Kalani, and he He's been open for about 2 weeks. He's over in Exeter. No, I'm sorry. He's over in Wyoming on 6th Street. Okay. And it's called Kalani's Gourmet Pizza Subs and Shakes. And what he's going to start doing pizzas when he finds the right bread guy. He's going to bring his Hawaiian style, his recipes. And I got his version, his Hawaiian version of a corned beef sandwich. Let me tell you, it was interesting. It was good. It was interesting. This guy does he makes real shaved ice, Hawaiian flavor milkshakes, and I tried one. It was actually good. Like he said, he can do like the basics: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, but he wants to bring his he wants to introduce his flavors, his kind of milkshakes. But he said if that's what the customer wants, that's what they'll do. But yeah, so I hope he does well. He says he's there at 4 a.m, like getting stuff prepped and doing everything. I'm assuming he's open at 4 a.m. I don't know, but he says he's there at 4 a.m. But I wish him all the best.
Hey, it looks really good, man. Steph and I watched the video last night. Shout out to Steph, my wife. And anyway,
what's up, Steph?
So,
woo-hoo! Mrs. Crewman.
Yep, Mrs. Yeah. So we watched the video. The food looks awesome. What was in the, not the milkshake, but the spritzer that he made you? Was it like sparkling?
Yeah,
soda water and like flavors.
Yeah, something. I honestly don't even know. He's like, here, you got to try this. Okay,
Yeah.
Like, then I'm sitting there trying that corned beef sandwich, and he goes, what do you like better, chocolate or peanut butter? I like both. So he gives me, and I can't say the name, but it's like it had chocolate, peanut butter, bananas, some type of nuts, like crushed nuts, and I don't got other fruits, and
that looks really good.
What up, Matt? What's going on? Matt P's in the house. Yep. So
What up, Matt P?
I'm not a banana fan, but I tried it. I liked it. Not really like bananas, but it was good. Then he gave me this milkshake. He's like, try this milkshake. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, here, try the spritzer. I'm like, oh. He's like, you didn't try the spritzer yet. I'm still trying to catch up on what you gave me so far, but no, Kalani was a real nice guy.
Yeah.
He
seems
really
like a really nice guy. Yeah, he really seems like he's, just kind of starting out. He appreciated, you stopping by and, giving him a shout out and stuff, man. It looked really good. I really want to try it.
Like, I wasn't going to do the review, because it's really just a grab and go kind of joint. But he has like a bench, so I'm like, let's try and pull this off and see what's going to happen. And there you go. And what else? Oh, I did the mini. Did I give you a shout out in that video? One of the videos coming up, I gave you a shout out. I can't remember which one though. The mini loaded steak and cheese sandwiches, which I thought turned out really good. Like I said, I'm getting back into my food videos, which I have a food video coming up right through almost to November 1st, end of October.
Man,
so
I'm very happy to see that, man. I'm happy to see you back in the kitchen, doing some home cooking, man, because that's, dude, all through the pandemic, I mean, you were cranking out home cooking videos like crazy, and we were watching all of them. It was great.
That's awesome. Like 52 plus I did. Well, because there's 52 weeks in the year. I had enough videos for the whole year plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, that I'm taking bupropion. It's for depression, and it's not really much for anxiety, but depression. And that has really, really helped out a lot. Like I said, I'm feeling back to myself. I'm let's see what I got coming up. Next week, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's cool. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just kind of have like an observation, you're, mentioning how sometimes, we could all get down in the dumps,
Yeah.
I mean, cooking, it always seemed like cooking was kind of, a passion, something that brings you joy,
Oh, it does.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's obvious in your videos, like just how much you enjoy what you're doing. So I could see that being a great, kind of outlet. If you're down in the dumps, just whipping something together in the world famous kitchen, you got it. You got the magic touch.
I hope that I'm saying this right. Crane TMG. There's a QR code should be up in the left-hand corner. If you want to donate, or if anybody wants to donate to the show, that's where you do it. But yeah,
Sorry, Jay. I don't mean to interrupt. Tight Easy, I just wanted to answer your question. Skeeter kind of broke out on his own, and he's doing his own thing. And I mean, we're all still friends and everything. But Skeeter's he's off on his own. I think it had more to do with like the later nights and stuff.
Could be, yeah. I didn't see that. I didn't see that question. Thanks, Mike, for answering. I didn't see that. But yeah, Skeeter, he wanted to. He's doing his own thing, which is cool. He's going to do his own thing. So I wish him. We wish him all the best. And things happen, things move on, people move forward, and that's great. Good for him.
Like I said, I got the impression like being up late and stuff was kind of not good for him and everything, and
could be.
He basically at this time of night, I think he'd rather just be in bed, and I mean, I'm getting older. I can't blame him.
Yeah, we're there. It's coming up next week on the 18th. I'm doing a takeout from Brazzi's Pizza. Brazzi's is over in this will considered Luzerne, maybe.
Oh,
Never Captain. Is that? It's Skeeter was always with. Well,
I was going to say I'm not going to address that.
I'm not touching. I'm not going to touch base on that one. You guys take it. You guys could take your own. Take your own observation on that one.
Subject change. I also got my glasses at Walmart, but mine are off the rack, and they say Iron Man on the sides, and I'm very, very satisfied with them. They're, it's like 1 1/4 magnification, and
cheaters.
$16.
Cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a collection of them.
Whatever works.
Well, with my diabetes, like I get so bad that I start my body will start like leaching water out of the rest of the system. One of the first places it hits is my eyes. So my eyes constantly change shape. So anytime I get a prescription done, it's useless within a month.
Oh damn.
And I got a cat meowing over here. I'm not sure who it is.
I want to give a shout out quick to my oldest sister. She usually catches the show. While she's taking care of her daughter, she'll hit us up sometimes if she can. Yeah, but so on the 18th, I'm doing okay. So you like the steak and cheese sandwich video? Well, I'm doing a steak. I have a steak, egg, and cheese skillet, like breakfast skillet. That turned out awesome. And along with that, it's gonna be the Brazzi Pizza takeout. And then on the 25th, which is the last day of October, I'm doing a video from the Empanada King in Wyoming and another cooking show, homemade chili cheese dogs, a tribute to the chili cheese dog. And that's it for October, and I got to start with November stuff. Have any of you tried? I think
that's tried.
Have any of you tried a barbecue from Bull U on Barney Street, Wilkes-Barre?
Is that across from Chris Nick's by Geisinger, South Wilkes-Barre? The old Mercy Hospital.
Yeah, I think it is. He sits in that little parking lot. I believe that.
Yeah.
I've never
at the
never
train
had.
tracks.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right at the train track. I haven't. I've seen him. I might have seen him there once or twice. Oh my god, a kitty. Um, but yeah, we got. I would love to. Like when I'm going by, I'm not thinking of it, or I don't have like. I don't know if he takes cash, credit card. Like it's only cash only. Because 9 out of 10, I never have cash on me. I always have my debit card. If you try.
Yeah.
All right. Susan put that twice. Okay.
Yeah. Jay, speaking of barbecue, you know the place that was right over the concrete bridge in West Pittston? I think it was B3Q.
Oh yeah, that they moved. Well, they are
They
in the
moved.
process
So
of moving. They're. I don't know if they're open yet in their new location, but they're going over.
yeah,
I think on
Owen Street.
yeah, over in I think Luzerne.
Yeah. So I drove by last week. I was picking up food from a place called Murphy's down in like the Kingston Swayersville area, and I went down Owen Street. It's the old Tipsy Turtle building.
Okay, I
That
know exactly.
B3Q. Yeah. So
Are
I
they
mean
open?
that was always a great spot. They have a big smoker outside in the parking lot. I it looked open, so I don't know, but it looked open.
Yeah, they moved their big smoker, and I used to get mad at them all the time. Back in the day when Goldie was still alive, and I was working at Arby's. I'd come home from Arby's, and I take it. That's we're talking like midnight. It's summertime. I take Goldie outside. I'm like, damn it, getting hungry because he'd have a smoker going.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The previous owner, the original owner from B3Q or BQ3, me and F Pino, he lives up the street from us. He if you remember the guy who came out when you were doing a live walk and he started talking to you, John, I believe his name is. He's the original owner. He sold it, but he was the original owner of B3Q or BQ3 or however you want to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so like I remember Mike just mentioned like Iron Man. I remember the 70s cartoon Iron Man and which evolved from a comic book. But I remember if I remember correctly, the storyline were something with his heart, and he designed this thing to help his heart, and then he ended up building a suit around it. And I think that's how the storyline goes. Am I close, Mike, or am I kind of on track?
No, you're good. I know didn't really watch the cartoon back then. In the films, basically he took shrapnel to his chest, and he had to build like a dynamo, like an electromagnet, to keep the shrapnel away from his heart. It was like all through his bloodstream and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And because it was a power source, he used it to power the suit. Actually, fun fact: when Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath wrote the lyrics for Iron Man, the song, he was largely based. He had the comic in mind when he wrote it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know there's like occasionally there's like a dispute whether Iron Man took the name from the comic took the name from the song, or the song took the name from the comic. The song took the name from the comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Robert Downey Jr. like perfect for the live action for that character.
Oh yeah, he crushes it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in fact, a lot of the actors they have, in these roles. My favorite has to be Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman. I mean, I think I don't agree with Ben Affleck's a lot of his outlook on life, his outlook on politics, his outlook on a lot of things. I don't agree with it, with him as a person. But
but he played a good.
He is absolutely perfect as Bruce Wayne.
I still like Michael Keaton. Like I never saw Ben Affleck as the Batman. I never caught that I never watched it.
If you like Michael Keaton as Batman, go and watch the new Flash movie, because Flash actually jumps into Michael Keaton's. They call in the comic world they refer to Michael Keaton's Batman as Batman '89, and basically the Flash jumps into Michael Keaton's Batman's universe, and it's just really good. I mean, I was sitting over on the couch when I saw Michael Keaton, say, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." As I like cheered. It was great.
Oh yeah, it's let's see how the False Paranormal channel's doing really quick.
I don't know if you heard the crash, but I gotta go see what's going on here.
Yeah,
the cats are getting funky.
Yep, we got it. Do what you got to do. All right, guys.
You're almost at 500 subs, man. You're like right on the cusp of 500 subs.
I know. I saw that, and I'm happy. I thank everybody. It's
That's
the
awesome.
False Paranormal channel, 149. So he's growing. False Paranormal's growing.
Nice.
I'm literally at it. If I Yep, we're live and on False Paranormal, the Ghetto Theater of Wilkes-Barre and Mayan. We're doing good. I have like 490. Last time I looked, it was like 496.
Yep, 496.
Yeah,
That's great, dude.
Oh wait, no. Thank you to the latest subscriber, because I'm at now 497. Three
Wow.
more to go to hit 500, and then I will be. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this right quick, but after I hit 500, I'm gonna try and do something for all the fans. We'll see. I can't guarantee everything, but if things go according to plan, I'm gonna do something. I'm doing something regardless. It's how it's gonna go according to plan. Hello, Stephanie. What's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you. Is that your wife,
That's
Steph?
Mrs. Crewman. Yep, that's Mrs. Crewman.
Mrs. Crewman is in the house.
We got everybody watching tonight, brother.
We're going a strong 10 right now. It's from what I'm seeing on mine, it's bouncing between 8 and 10. Hey, that's awesome. I love all you guys. Even if you can't watch the show live and you catch it on the replay, because I know Avenger 6 has a pool tournament Saturday nights, so he'll catch us on the replay. Marcus, last couple of times Marcus was driving home from work, so he catches us mostly on the replays. I haven't seen Mark from Pittsburgh lately though. He hasn't been on. I haven't seen him lately anyway. So Mark, shout out to you.
I just got scratched on the side of my nose.
That's not good.
Susan's in the house. Susan's always in the house. Appreciate you joining us, Susan.
Oh yeah, Susan's in the house.
Always.
I gotta make up some more shirts for the winter time. Hey, just everybody's watching, listening. Christmas is coming. Get your SGW shirts for Christmas presents. Do it up. But yeah, let's see. Wait. Crewman Future Captain. Wait, who is that? Is that Crewman Future Captain?
That's me.
Wait, you changed your. Okay, I couldn't see.
I did. So I'm kind of in the process of building my I don't know if I call it a brand or anything, but I think, Jay, when I met you in FP a couple months ago,
I remember that
for the gift card.
You were the first gift card winner. You were the first gift card winner.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember telling you guys, I'm a musician. I don't have a band or anything, but I did just finish an album, like my first actual solo album.
Really?
So it's going to be under the name Crewman Future Captain. So I'm just kind of building like my uh, social media presence and stuff. I'm not really sure like what direction I want to take it in.
Right.
But I could link everybody up if they want to listen to it. Like
Yeah,
it's on streaming services.
put it in the chat. If you want to put your
Cool.
link in the chat, we'll everybody check out Crewman's new tunes.
Cool.
I mean, I can't
Thanks,
sing
man.
worth a shit, but like I'd love to like jam with you guys like and maybe try and sing a song. Not that I can sing worth a damn, but
Oh, we can make it work.
even like next summertime out in the we'll do a live from out in like backyard, one of our backyards or somewhere, and
Mike and I could bring our guitars.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
We could jam. Mike could bring some of those Marshall amps. We could like really get loud.
the Fab Force. I don't know if FP sings,
Yeah.
but we could try. But now, like when it's October, and when you think movies, man, you think horror movies. At least I know I do. Speaking, I got my retro NEPA Spirit Seekers shirt on tonight. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm in the Halloween mode. But yeah, it's my favorite horror flicks have to be the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween. Not the reboots, not the part 20s, all originals.
I agree.
I
Those
don't
are some good movies.
I don't know if FP's trying to talk. I can't hear him.
No, I'm good. I'm here.
Okay, I thought we lost your audio. But yeah, so it's like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, like when Krueger, like towards you when Krueger's down in she brings him to the real world and he's down in the basement. He's like on the pipes and stuff. It was just like he had a more darker look in the first one. Then as the part Nightmare 2 was, I think I'm gonna say it right out, it was stupid. Part 2 was stupid. Like it was just stupid. Now part 3 was cool. Like how they integrate part 3 and then on, but like that second one was I'm gonna say one of the dumbest ones in the whole franchise. But yeah, it's Amityville Horror, original Amityville Horror, with Margot Kidder and what was his name? Margot Kidder and James Brolin. Good actors, great actors. It'd be cool. Like the original Amityville Horror House still sits. It's still in I think in Jersey. I want to say
Long Island,
Long Island,
New York.
But someone put up a picture. Now the iconic looks like the kind of weird. They took it and now it has like I think normal windows from the last picture that was posted up.
Yeah, too many tourists would come and take pictures of the current owners, and they totally revamped the look of the house so that it doesn't resemble the old house at all, because they just got sick of people coming onto their property and whatnot, and you can't blame them.
Well, yeah, no, you can't blame it at all. Just like locally with the Smurl House, how many people keep going past the old Smurl House in West Pittston? It's not Smurl House anymore, but how many people are walking past there to see they see ghosts or there's a place over in Wilkes-Barre. FP knows about it. He knows where the location is better than I do. It was near his ex-wife's old house, but that's supposed to be haunted. Or something's supposed to be going on there. Nobody lives in there. It's abandoned. The guy bought it. Someone bought it. I don't know why they bought it, but they bought it. But FP knows that better than I do.
Yeah, they bought it. So,
Is that called the Wells House?
yeah,
Yeah, the Wells House. Yeah, I've heard of that in Wilkes-Barre.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the Wells House gets a lot of
They,
comparisons to Amityville, like similar kind of hauntings. I think occurred there, kind of like what happened with Amityville.
they said like rumors that like people like walk in front of the house and like they're dead, like
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
But the funniest part about that is I used to take my kids at that house because my wife lives directly behind that Wilkes-Barre. I never dropped dead. I've been doing it for years.
When I was in San Diego, we went to the Whaley House. That's been on Ghost Hunters and stuff. We took a tour of the Whaley House. That was pretty creepy in San Diego.
Years and years ago, me and the ex-wife, we were down in Jim Thorpe. And we took a tour of the old jail. That was
Yeah,
if
My ex-wife and I were actually on if you remember the show on WNEP, Ghost Finders, we were on an episode of that. There was a 2-part episode, the Homestead Orphanage in Gettysburg. And, we got to stay down there with the cast and crew for free. Yeah, it was a good time. Actually, it was interesting. The children took an interest in me for whatever reason. Like all the hair on my arm from like my knuckles all the way up to my shoulder was standing straight up. I had a chain wallet at the time, and like I was sitting on a wooden bench, and the chain was like moving all on its own.
nice.
Got the impression it's like they're like looking for like where, okay, well, there's the chain, where's the pocket watch, kind of thing. But yeah, that was a really interesting experience. Gettysburg is as far as like the whole haunting thing goes, Gettysburg is
The battlefields and everything like that. I remember years and years ago, I was like maybe, I don't know, 10, maybe 11, 12, 13. On one of our family vacations, we took a tour we went down. It wasn't like an actual tour, but we went down and visited the battlefields of Gettysburg. From what I can remember, that was like pretty cool. From what I can remember. But to lost Crewman. Where is he? Come on back. Oh, come on, Crewman, where are you? All right, there he is.
yo,
There he is.
I lost you. Sorry.
Yep, you're back. It's yeah, we were touring the battlefields of Gettysburg Net. I'd love to go back. Being older, I'd love to go back to Gettysburg. I don't know who's in here. Let's see here. Marshall Mikey is back in the house. He's back. But I would love to. Is he still with us? Is he still with us? Is his channel still with us? Oh, yep, he's still live with us. His channel's still cooking live with us. So I want to welcome. Oh yeah, I do want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching from the Ghetto Theater of Wilkes-Barre channel. Welcome aboard. We're glad to have you. Now I know October's almost done, but also again, October is a lot of awareness, different things going on for awareness. But I also want to give you guys a show, let you see of November. November awareness t-shirts are up and running on the Shop Zone. Click that QR code to check it out. I try to get active in a lot of the stuff when I can, but definitely, I know the October awareness with breast cancer and suicide prevention. Because I've not directly encountered, like I don't directly know someone who took their life, but I know people who knew people, and I know me and FP, our one friend, died of an overdose a couple of years back. So yeah, unfortunately, like drug addiction is it's big. I mean, it's there. It's you can't deny it. You can't ignore it anymore. It's there. It's too fentanyl getting like years ago, like back when me and Mike were like 17, 18. When you got weed, it was just that. It was just weed. Now you get weed. God knows what it's laced. God knows what it's laced with. It's you got it. Scary. When you look at it, it's actually scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see. What are the good movies? What are the good horror movies? Now I'm going back. There's a movie called Salem's Lot, and it was back in the 70s. I remember watching when I was a little kid. I can't remember exactly about, but I remember seeing it. Salem's Lot. Oh, remember Pet Cemetery? Everybody should remember Pet Cemetery. Another good horror flick. That was a Stephen King movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
I think it was based on a book. Yeah.
The shot. Well, it wasn't a horror flick, but not horror, but The Shining with Jack Nicholson. With
Yep.
Shelley Duvall, I believe it was.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, when it comes to horror movies, I'd rather something, I guess maybe more like supernatural versus like a jump scare movie, because I don't like to be caught off guard and like jump scared. I hate that.
That's the best kind. You jump.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm too anxious for that.
It's what is it good like the movie The Hearse. I think Marcus watched it. Marcus, I think it was Marcus who watched it, and The Hearse was it wasn't there was no violence, there was no blood, there was no guts, but it messed with your head. It literally messed with your head, and I think they're the more they're the more I want to say scary ones because you're not expecting it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we lost Mike for a minute. Not
those
sure.
are the horror movies that I like the most personally. Is
Yeah,
the ones that just kind of you don't know what's going on. You don't know who the killer is. You don't know who to believe, who to trust.
right.
And then the ending. Yeah, those are my kind of movies.
He is back.
Sorry.
Nope.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, my audio cut out, so I had to leave and come back.
Had to
Sorry.
revamp. No, don't be sorry. No, we're here kicking it. If okay, so right now, let me refresh. But right now, from the Ghetto of Theater Wilkes-Barre channel, I want to thank you who's watching from that channel. Refresh
Thanks, guys.
Let's see. There was one watching from the Ghetto Theater. We had one guy, and that's cool. 1, 2 doesn't matter. We get a couple from the False Paranormal channel, my channel. What really brings in, and I want to thank all you guys from the Facebook, whether it's the Facebook page, SJW Entertainment Restaurant Connection page, and my profile. A lot of people are catching from the profile, so I thank you all. I tried to connect to my Twitter, but you have to have premium to do that, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not paying for Twitter. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. But also, all you subscriber, not even subscribers. Well, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that too. But everybody who watches the show every week, I can't say thank you enough. I know I enjoy being here. I know you guys like to be here. Um, yeah, we have a good time every week. Let's see. No. Just checking the
Back
social.
to yeah, back to horror movies and well, this was actually a TV show. It was on AMC a couple of years ago. Now it's on Netflix. It's called The Terror, and it's based on true events, but they kind of put a Hollywood twist on it. That's
Right.
all I'm gonna say. But if anybody hasn't watched The Terror, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It was on AMC. It's maybe like 10 episodes. Great show.
The Terror.
Yeah, it's based on the Franklin expedition from like the mid 1800s. Um, these two ships departed England. They were trying to find the Northwest Passage through the Arctic, and the ships got stuck in ice. And
Ship.
the crew, kind of died off one by one. But it's a cool show, and it is loosely based on real events. So
That sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna search that in a few minutes. Um, just scrolling through social media and see how Facebook is active.
I haven't been looking at it much lately.
Nothing from my profile yet. And then usually, like everybody will watch it like later. That I noticed on my channel. I mean, my profile anyway. They'll catch it on the replay or they'll catch it later. Let's see on the. Oh, we got some activity rolling there. Thank you. Watching from the page. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's one thing though, and it was cool. Couple weeks ago, I was at Garrity's, and I'm just walking them down the house, doing looking for whatever I was gonna buy, and two girls come up to. She's like, one goes, "Are you Jay Yanchik?" And I'm like, kind of like, yes, like okay, like I didn't know. She caught me off guard. And they're like, "Oh, we watch your show," and the other one bought my Foodaholic T-shirt, and I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." But yeah, guys, if you see me out and about, say hi, come over, say hi, do a selfie, or just like, if I seem like I'm caught off guard, don't, that's when someone walks up to you and go, "Are you this person?" Your first reaction is, "All right, what did I do?" Or what do you think I did? But no, definitely. Come over, say hi. Let's do a selfie. That'd be awesome.
Back in the day before social media, I ran a website called damage.com.
I remember that.
Blacklist Top 100, and it was like, I was famous for about 20 minutes, and it was a lot of fun, and at the same time, it was like, I'd go out like around here or something, and people would actually like recognize me. It's like, "You're Mike from Damage." It's like, yeah, hi. But yeah, that was Damage. I still own it. In fact, I just renewed the rights to the domain. So Damage is actually, I started it in '99, so it's going on 25 years.
About that, yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that Damage. I remember that website for that feed. It's
yeah, that was a nutty time. I mean, I had when I had actually more traffic than Drudge during the Monica Lewinsky scandal.
No kidding.
I looked at his numbers and I looked at my numbers and I'm like, oh my God, it's that big.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like it's damage.com.
Yeah, DA, but it's like it's a play on spelling. It's DAMNAGE.
Okay.
I still use a lot of times I'll use the username damage like for like a lot of different things. I actually had somebody come to me one time and say, you know what, I've been damaged on the web, for a long time now, and I would really like to buy your domain. I'm like, really? I don't know, give me a year's salary. And for me, that's over $50,000. So they're like, well, that's my name. I've been using it I'm like, dude, I've been using it since 1999. Who are you?
No, that is cool. Like it doesn't happen quite a bit. Like, well, the two from Garrity's who walked up to me. I'd be out and about putting gas in the car, and I hear someone say, "Hey," and no, not paying attention because I'm pumping gas. I'm not paying attention to what's going on around me. Excuse me. I'm like, all right, maybe they're talking to me. Are you the food guy? Yeah, I'm the food guy, baby. It's, oh, we watch your videos, we watch your shows. And that's just cool. Even like Fred, when we first met you, like, oh, I watch your shows through the whole pandemic. I was like, yeah. Because that's awesome. Like, and I did it more. I don't know if I was doing it for actually like clicks and views, but during the pandemic, we were locked in and there was nothing to do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cook. And don't get like I appreciate everybody who watches it, but I was like, that kept me from going nuts. Literally, from like looking at the four walls all day, except when I went to the store. Because you couldn't go nowhere.
Yep.
The Thing, yeah. The Thing, I remember the Thing. I remember that movie. Creature from the Black Lagoon. I remember that movie from years and years ago. Yeah, I had a couple people at one point. I was going into the Star Asia Chinese joint years ago. And I'm walking in, and people are walking out, and they're going, "Hey, you're Jay." I am, and again, your first reaction is like, "What did I do?" Because like someone else, you don't know. Like, first thing I don't think of, they're probably watching shows. So like, "Hey, Jay," I'm like, "Oh, what did I do?" But no, guys, who's ever out about, you catch me out, man. Come say hi. Just let me know where how you know me, so I don't get thrown off guard. So if you yell like, "Hey, the food guy," or "Hey," I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if you can see Molly. Molly decided to crash out. FP, look
Mr. Jingles.
Oh, Mr. Jingles is GF. Yeah. Well, a GF stat update. GF stat is better, so we're all,
Oh, good.
He's actually he started baking again, so that's a good sign. He's doing some therapy, and he's What up, hey Mike? What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, FFP, what are you doing? Where you at? Are you walking, or are you just out back?
I'm here.
No, it looked like you were like walking around or something.
No, I'm standing still.
Oh, the way the flight was hit, I thought you were out maybe walking around West Pittston. So yeah, thank you all, guys. I know we're strong 10 right now. Thank you very much. I know we all appreciate each and every one of you. So Mike D, how you been doing? I know I haven't seen you active in here in a while, but hey, thanks for checking in. We appreciate it. Like always, Susan, Venger 6. He always catches us on the replay. What's funny because in the next, like I said, up next couple of my one, I did a homemade chili cheese dog video, and because I'm like really poor this week, and B, I was taking FP somewhere, and I'm just checking my YouTube, and he commented on one of my older videos, and he's like, "I'm craving a hot dog." I'm like, "I'm craving one too. Damn it, thanks." And so, like I said, it's my off pay week. All the bills, the major bills came out. I'm like, I didn't even do a food review this week because I could not afford to do it. Like, that's how poor I am this week. And so like going through, I found an old can of I found a can of like chili, like with the if actual not hot dog chili, but actual chili. So I'm like, yeah, let's check this out. We'll try it in a pot, cut up some onions, throw that in a pot, and but it turned out pretty good. I'll be damned.
I made an interesting discovery with hot dogs recently.
What is your? Yes, we always love a good hot dog story. At least I know I do.
They're if you make them in the toaster oven, they taste like they just came off a grill.
I know the air fryer. I've done them in the air fryer. I don't have a toaster oven anymore because I got it rid of it when I got the air fryer. The air fryer, it doesn't taste like the grill. It doesn't taste like you pan fried them. It's a different. I don't know what to compare it to, but when I had my toaster, yeah, they would turn out really good.
My toaster oven actually came with the house, so
it's an old school toaster oven.
Oh yeah, it's pretty old. I have because I'm having trouble moving around now. I have a little kitchen set up on the other side of the wall over there, and that's one thing. I'm like, hey Gina, remember the toaster oven that came with the house? Is that still in the cupboard? Yeah, I want it.
Pulled it out. And, hey, if it still works, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's old. It's actually pretty big.
Oh, so it's an old school toaster.
Yeah.
Nice. That's just cool, just for the nostalgic of it.
Yeah. It's an old place.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool nowadays. We're kind of spoiled with appliances and stuff nowadays. Like, you can get an oven that has, air fryer, toaster oven, everything is built into your oven, stove. It has that air fryer feature. Like, you don't have to go out and purchase those additional appliances anymore.
No.
If you have the money to get,
My older sister bought a new oven recently, like within the last year, and it has that air fryer, option in it.
Feature.
She never used it because she doesn't know if you have to buy like an attachment, like when we get our air fryers, they have the basket. It just didn't come, so she doesn't have to buy an attachment or what. But her oven, or if it's just you just use it like you use the oven and just hit air fryer mode. I don't know. I'll have to go over and take a look at it for her. But
I used to have an old school convection oven that I really liked. I mean, it's probably like the equivalent of a modern day air fryer. But I used to do everything in the convection oven. Sorry?
Those are cool.
Yeah, I used to do meatballs in the thing. It just you could cook anything in it. I mean, it was almost microwave speed, but it tastes like it came out of an oven. It was just great.
Yeah.
My first quote unquote air fryer, it was like it looked like it was like it was like a circle where you put the dome over it and it heated from the top down.
Yeah.
And
convection oven.
Oh, is that what? Okay, I didn't realize. But yeah, so
it's like the same principle as an air fryer.
Yeah, it was like the first level or first
model. It was like a big glass bowl, and it had a thing with two handles on the side that went over it.
And it
had that's where all the guts and the motor and everything was.
We're up in the top.
Yeah, and it basically what it did is it forced air around in the glass.
Yeah,
it had metal racks in there that you could tier up, and
that's the one.
Yeah, they were great.
But it's like,
Jay, were you saying a couple videos ago you were thinking about getting like new pots and pans and stuff? Or
I don't know if I ever put the, but yeah, I got it for Christmas last year. This last year I got Christmas. Yeah, the granite stone. What I'm looking for this
Nice.
year, I want to get a new air fryer, like an updated air fryer, where where mine still kicks. It's good, but it's like the old where you got to turn the knob and then turn it back. I want to try and get a
Yeah.
new one. Power XL, just a newer version, where it's everything you just hit the button, pop, you know. But I'd love to get, and I'm probably like, I'm sure Walmart has it, but I want to. There's a place down there in Denny's in Wilkes-Barre, across from Denny's. There's this, I guess, I don't know if you have to have a store, but if you could just go in as like off the street. I want to get
Restaurant Depot.
yeah, I want to get a old school iron like iron skillet pan. Just to do some stuff like so you get that sizzle going, and yeah, I want to get one of those.
What kind of pans did you say you have now? You have granite stone pans?
Stone, yeah, and they're good. They're really good.
Yeah. How are they? Like they're pretty good.
Yeah, they give you the deep pots, the frying pans, the bacon, like the big bread, and like others, a couple other bacon things. And
Nice.
eventually, yeah, me and FP are gonna make special brownies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The special brownies. It's you know, it's pretty sad when like you get excited about getting like pots and pans for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
My older sister.
I hear you, man.
Me and my oldest sister were over my older sister's house today. Once in a while, like the three of us actually could be in the same spot at once. It doesn't happen often. But my older sister, they bought a new refrigerator with like a deep freezer, and like she's like all excited about, you know, I'm like man, you know, we're getting old when we are excited about like, you know, like a new freezer, a new refrigerator, or new pots and pans.
I love practical gifts.
Oh, so do I. And it's getting old. I remember
No,
back.
I mean, I always have. My birthday was like a few weeks ago, and Gina got me an ice maker, and I mean, I think it was like the greatest, like definitely my top 5 gifts ever.
I want one of those, man. I want one of those. I'm jealous, man. I want an ice maker.
I mean, I love ice. I have to have
Yeah.
ice and everything, and I mean, rather than going out and you know, hitting a Bayo's ice machine like every couple of days, to just,
Yes.
you know, and plus I like fresh water. So like I get like 5 bottles of spring water every time I go to the store. So I mean, I like to know like, oh, okay, well, you know, even the ice is like fresh. You know, it's like it's not tap water ice.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely. I mean, like I said, definitely within my top 5 gifts ever. I absolutely love it.
Does it have different modes? Like, could you get, you know, crushed ice? Could you get like, are you familiar with the ice cubes at Sonic? Like, you know, they have that sort of, it's like little mini like ice balls.
Yeah, no. Basically, you have your choice between large cubes and small ones. And
Okay.
God, I see if I could dig one out of my. Nah, they're pretty melted. Basically, they're half round and they got a hole in the middle because they, for lack of a better word, they sit over the water condenses over a metal nipple, and it just sort of builds up. It's like the same way, like I guess like the same principle as like an airplane wing getting like in getting iced over. You know, it blows cold air over the water sitting on these cow nipples that stick out.
Yeah.
And it just builds up, and then like when it gets big enough, it'll knock them off into a tray and then scoop them into another tray.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, really your only choice is it's big or small. Yeah, it's not like a very involved ice maker. I'm not a fussy ice person. So
Yeah.
Cubes are fine. Well, they're not really cubes, they're rounds, half rounds.
Yeah.
You know, it's, but I saw this on I think it was, I don't know if it was on YouTube or if I saw it on TV as a commercial. I think it was YouTube. But you know how much I just love coffee. You know those
Jay
Keurigs?
loves coffee. Jay can't live without the coffee. Kidding.
All right, you got it, FP. They have a Keurig set up that gives you mixed drinks,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
and it's
I saw
like
that.
like that Keurig, like it pours the it just pours like. I'm like, I could get into that. Definitely, I can get into that. That would be cool. Sit there, kick back, have a fresh poured drink. I'd be like, yeah.
Yep. No, but Jay, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is sad, but kind of funny when you get excited about, hey, I got a new fridge. I bought a new lawnmower back in May or June. I just absolutely love it. I bought a battery powered lawnmower, and you have to charge the battery,
Right.
and it only lasts maybe an hour or so. I got a second battery,
To go out and
but
cut that grass with my new lawn, and like you're all excited, and then you go, Jesus God, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
I
sitting
had to
there
get a new dryer last year. Got a new dryer because my other one was like, it sounded like a dying elephant. Like the noises it was making. I was like, I think we have to spend the money and get a new dryer, and that's what we did. And it's pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it.
but it was funny because when I got my new pots and pans last year, I was like, oh, I can't wait to use my new pots and pans. And I'm like thinking to myself, God damn, I'm getting old. When I get excited over pots and pans, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. Do you have like roasting pans and stuff too, like to make a big Thanksgiving turkey or a ham or something? Like,
I
do you
have
have?
it. Yeah, I actually have my mom's roasting pan from like way back in the day that I still use. Um,
Yeah.
which, this year, well, I don't cook for Thanksgiving. I usually go over one of my sister's houses. And they just send me like a whole bunch of leftovers. Like, here, take a plate home, take this home with you, take that home. Okay, good. But Christmas, I'll make my ham. Easter, I make a ham, and it's
Yep.
the old school roaster. Just plop. I do. Once it starts getting a little bit colder, I'll start doing crock pot stuff. Um, I'd love to. In the wintertime, I love a good tomato, basil, or cream of potato soup, or something like that. I'll do. Um,
Jay, I'll tell you what, man. Speaking of soup, first of all, do you like seafood? Do you like crab meat?
yeah, I don't eat it all the time, but yeah, I could do. I could do crab meat.
Dude, if you ever find yourself up in Scranton, go to Cooper's and get their crab bisque. It's pretty hyped up, because it's like their famous, kind of trademark thing, but
Right.
unbelievable. Go up to Cooper's and get the crab bisque, dude. You could get it to go in like half-gallon size containers. It's amazing. I wish I had some right now, honestly. It's so good.
Well, that's like down in Ashley, actually like not too far from the GF's house, Kelsey's on the main drag.
Yeah.
Kelsey's has this amazing lobster mac and cheese,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "Oh, you got to try it." And I tried it once. I went and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty good," and it was good. In fact, I know I have it here.
Okay, didn't you put up a video last year? Didn't you do like a ham for Thanksgiving or an Easter ham or something? I think you did
It was either
like a
Easter or
big,
Christmas. Yeah, it was either Easter or Christmas.
yeah. You got to have the ham on the holidays, right?
Yeah, except with the exception of Thanksgiving, which I always did. Well, like I said, I haven't. Last time I did actually, last time I cooked a turkey, I'm still living with the ex girlfriend. We had Exeter, and but instead of my oldest sister, I either end up at my older sister's house or my oldest sister's house. Now this year, Thanksgiving is going to be over my older sister's house. Um, now that my niece is married now, and so it'll be her and her husband. It'll be probably his mom, my brother-in-law's family's coming in from North Carolina. We're gonna have like at least 20 people in the house at once. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, what I'm putting in the chat now, if unfortunately if you're watching this outside, like Facebook, you might not see it, but this is the video I did at Kelsey's back in 2019. There it is. Of the lobster mac and cheese, and
Lobster mac.
lobster mac. But yeah, it's. Do you remember back in the day, like for Halloween, you dress up and go trick or treating?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now then, like you had to watch because people were putting like razor blades in candy. It's like, come on, dude. It's like, really?
That was actually, from what I understand, that was like an urban legend.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like all of a sudden, like before we entertained, like my dad would go check through everything, make sure, and never found anything. But like now,
Exactly.
like, you gotta, you gotta take that chance. You gotta look, just in case. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah. People are sick.
Not gonna do trick or treat, and those were the fun times when you were a kid.
I actually have a story. Best thing that ever happened. I was like 11 or 12 years old, and in Wilkeswood, Rob Gingell and I were going around trick or treating, and this drunk guy answers the door, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, kids, I ain't got nothing." Like, you got a beer? And he's like, "Yeah," and he comes back and just 2 cans of Budweiser in our trick or treat in our Halloween bags. It was great.
It's like, where'd you get this? Trick or treat. Then you don't want to say
our one buddy, his dad was he drank a case a day. He was big time alcoholic. He drank them.
Oh, it's like you don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Like, I got a beer for trick or treating. Cool.
Man, you come to my house for Halloween, you're getting candy, name brand candy. I don't care. I spend the money. I get the good stuff. I get the Hershey's. I get the Kit Kats. We get the Reese's cups. You're getting the good stuff here. You're not getting any razor blades or no shit like that. Don't worry about that, kids.
We turn the lights off and pretend like we're not home.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks do that, so I get it.
Every Halloween, my GF has this big massive Halloween party, which I could actually go to this year because I'm not going to be working at all, or I have to getting out late. But like, literally, they have the trick or treaters come in. They have a big party at their house and food and everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna actually be there this year, so I'll be taking video from there. Yeah, I haven't even gone to a Halloween party in ages.
They're fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween's just a good time. It's just that one holiday where you could just be a total weirdo.
Yeah, dress up however you want. Like,
yeah.
You need a holiday for that?
Yeah, totally fine.
where you're not going to get called out on it anyway. Like
Right.
I remember when me and Mike were in school. I don't remember if it was in but junior high, or I think it's probably junior high.
That's when we met.
Right. I don't know if it's junior high or element. Like girls would come to school, like their trick or treating was like they were like dressed as hookers, and that's what
That was one of my favorite things.
dressing up as a hooker. No, I'm kidding.
No, all the girls dressing like that. That was, to me, that was great.
Oh yeah, I didn't have any issues with it, but it's like, oh, what are you supposed to? Oh, I'm a hooker. Okay, like I forget what her name. I forget who it was, but came in like the high heels like this and the short skirt and like, what are you supposed? Oh, dressed up as a hooker. Okay, and but yeah.
One girl I used to see when I was like 16, she did that for school, and she actually, when she grew up, she ended up being a stripper. So
I didn't mean to laugh, but like I have.
That's true. I mean, it's,
I thought, dressed up as a hooker and ended up being a stripper. It's
not too far of a reach.
Not to change subjects to strippers, but like I've known friends of my dad ended up to compensate to help pay the bills. They started dancing, they started stripping, because back in the day, a friend of mine would make on a slow night would make $300-400 a night.
Yeah.
And they did it not to hook up with anybody. They did it just to pay. I know my one friend had. My one friend was she was a single mom. She had to that's how she supported keep a roof over her head, food on the table. She went out and danced, and I said, I don't have. Like, how could they do that? I don't have an issue. I never. But again, if you got to do what you got to do to keep the food on your table, I mean, they're like, oh, well,
I've dated more than one stripper in my life. I used to actually be a bouncer at Toppers at one point. So,
oh, good old Toppers, yeah.
I was a doorman there for a while. You're a big guy in this city. I mean, you end up bouncing at quite a few places. So,
but I have to admit though, if anybody who's watching the show is our age and has been the Toppers back in the day, to take the stripper part out of it, but that actually was like a nice place inside. It was actually like the decor. It wasn't like flashy. It was actually like kind of back for that time, pretty nice, and
yeah. Well, I'm sure you only ever saw with the lights off or with the lights turned down really low. When the lights came up, like when I was like pulling up the bar mats and mopping behind the bar and stuff, it loses its luster.
But from a viewpoint, but it looked like a nicer, like for the time, a nicer place. But yeah, you see all working there. You saw all the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah.
You guys remember, whatever it's called now, the strip club up in Wilkes-Barre Township. Remember when that was a Chinese buffet like 100 years ago?
I remember when it was Ethan Allen's Furniture Gallery.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I was a little kid.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Like right across from the mall.
That used to
going toward the arena.
At one point, that was actually Poseidon Pools, a pool place. I'm going back like, oh, my dad was still alive, so I'm going back like maybe like 87, 88. Maybe.
It was a lot of things because nobody was ever able to make the place had problems to begin with because it's built right on top of a mine subsidence.
Right. Yeah.
Remember like the dip that used to be there because the road would keep sinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they'd build it up and it would sink more. I mean, that was happening inside the building too. So
the Wyoming Valley Mall. Oh no, I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I was just saying I had something in my head. The Wyoming Valley Mall. That's built on the mines.
Yeah.
No, it's built on it's on a landfill.
Oh, landfill.
Yeah, that was actually when when we were born, 72. It was a garbage dump up until 71.
Oh wow.
Then I popped the one Valley Mall.
Yeah.
When I used to work for Burger King across from the mall, not like the old store, if you went into the men's bathroom, you could see like how they end up remodeling the build. Well, they have what it is now, but you go and you could see in spots where like walls were starting to crack from the ground. Everything was starting to settle more. But yeah,
I'll tell you something interesting. We were talking about earlier. I work for the government. I work for Social Security.
right.
They wanted to move out of Wilkes-Barre. I mean, Highmark and Blue Cross and all that have that building now, 19 North Main Street. But when they relocated the planes, or were looking to relocate, the Army Corps of Engineers were going around the whole valley looking for a suitable place to build the new building. And one of the things they considered was the area where Highland Park Boulevard is right now, where the arena is.
Okay.
And the Army Corps of Engineers said, no, the land's too unstable. You can't build it here.
Yeah,
and now they have a whole arena sitting on top of it.
Yeah, now
so think of that.
It's
I mean, that's all mine fire under there. When we were kids, you'd go back there. We used to call it the 7 Mile Field because it was just miles of dead crabgrass. Nothing could grow there.
Well, do you
because it was all mine fire underneath.
Do you remember where like what is it now? Over like where Serpico's is?
Yeah.
That used to be all like that was like a trailer park before it is now. That was all trailer park.
That was actually, it was a little bit more than a trailer park. It was a FEMA camp from the 72 flood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where they put all those trailers in there. To house people who lost their homes in the 72 in the Agnes flood. That was a leftover from that. Yeah, John Hines, the price chopper that was in there. That whole thing was a FEMA camp.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize it was actually the FEMA, but I remember it being a trailer park. I didn't realize it was FEMA. But
yeah.
On Monday Street, where John Hines' building is now, there used to be a ritzy pizza place called Pizza 2 East back in the day.
Yeah, I remember it.
I miss that place. They used to have awesome white pizza.
Oh, you're talking to a cat. I grew up next to the mall, so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, the mall was my playground when I was a kid, man. That's, I always say, like, growing up in Wilkeswood, I had the best of both worlds because I had the woods. We used to go out and build bunk and all that fun stuff, ride our bikes, and there were all kinds of trails back there and everything, like all around Wilkeswood. And I had the woods and I had the mall.
Yeah, so you did. It was like back in the day, like me and I lived in East End, and my longtime buddy, who I still see every so often, lived across the alley from me. So on a Saturday, we'd walk up to the mall, do whatever we did, walk back. Then Saturday night, we'd walk from our house up to Top Dog, and then walk back from Top Dog, or you end up getting a ride from Surrey back from Top Dog. Oh, Top Dog, I miss that place.
Yeah, Top Dog was a lot of fun. They're the new part of that plaza. They actually, I don't know if they tore it down yet or not. There was something going on there. They had like the building ended up with like mold or something, and they actually had to tear it down. It was so bad. The Pine Mall, not the old plaza, but they built like a newer like addition to it.
Okay, I remember what you're talking. I remember.
Yeah, like towards the back, they end up. I don't know if they tore it down already or if they're going to. There was a head shop in there / vape shop called Primal, and they had to move out of there because, like I said, it was a structural issue. Like the building was actually starting to fall, like cave in.
Primal. I remember seeing that name. I don't know why, but I remember seeing that name. Maybe driving by.
It's just right behind Domino's. Where the Mongolian place is now.
Yeah, they got good food. Yummy bowl.
Yeah,
Yummy bowl.
I remember.
yeah. Gina's brother's obsessed with the place.
I was there. I mean, it wasn't bad. Gotta say, it was not bad. In that back in the day, in that part, there was a, what the heck was it called? Ham something, where you got like a basket. It was like a ham. You got like, they had sandwiches. I can't remember the name of it to save my life. It didn't last there too long. It wasn't there for a while. But it was, you go in and you got ham, and they got it in this little box, like a box lunch type deal. I wish I could remember the name of that. I can't remember.
I'm not much of a ham person, so.
Jay, wouldn't you love to know? Yeah, wouldn't you love to know what happened to all the arcade games, all the pinball games, the skee ball games at Top Dog? I'm sure they just loaded everything onto a truck, and who knows where it ended up
Roth
when Top
Novelties
Dog
owned it.
closed.
Roth Novelties owned it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Now they eventually sold the Top Dog to another owner, but initially it was Roth that owned it. That's how they were able to pull out. They owned all the games, so they didn't have to worry about pay by for because they owned all the games.
Didn't Greco have a piece of that?
What was that?
Didn't Tom Greco have a piece of that?
I don't know. He could have, but I know it was Roth that had the more control. Greco could have. I wouldn't be surprised, but it was Roth that did all the daily. Greco could have been like a silent partner if he was. It was because when we had to call every morning, we had to call in the numbers from the night before, and it was somebody from like Roth. We had to talk to. And so they used the tokens. They had everything converted to tokens. So
Right.
they owned the machines. They recycled the tokens. They made money off the tokens. They made money off the food. I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't know why they sold it, unless they just didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. They just got tired.
For a point, there was a point in time until I really started getting into I started like looking at the logistics of how expensive it was. I was at the room I'm sitting in right now. I was originally going to turn this into an arcade on North Main Street in Wilkes-Barre. I was going to like do this up as an old school arcade.
That would have been cool.
With like Pac-Man and Centipede and like all the games you remember.
Right.
yeah.
And I wanted to like more or less give, say, like guys like us, a place to go to take their grandchildren and say, this is what it was like when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool as hell. Let's like, if we go to Bartari in Scranton, I mean, it's a restaurant bar, but it's a throwback. You walk through it, it's a throwback Popeye, the game Popeye, Frogger, Centipede. I mean, that'd be cool to have a place like here somewhere in Wilkes-Barre. We're gonna have to actually go to Scranton, and that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't like looking to do like refreshments or anything like that. Nothing to get the Board of Health involved with.
Just the games.
Just the games, like the self-sustaining thing. Have a change machine. I was going to put a soda machine outside, and then in here, like just have like rows of games where you could just go down the rows and Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, just any old arcade machine that I could find that was in decent shape, and but the thing is, like a lot of them, if they're in really good shape, some of them go for $10,000.
Oh shit!
Some of them in rougher shape, you can get them for like $1,000. But the thing is, like when I started getting into the logistics, it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to the bank. I'm gonna have to get a small business loan. I'm gonna have, screw it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to mess with it.
You'd have to get like insurance in case something happened. God forbid, you have to have the insurance, right?
Well, I mean, I own the property, so I would assume, it's a mixed use property, and I would just assume that it would shake out in the sense that my insurance company, because I own the building, so.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting it's a building.
It's a small building. It's only about 4,000 square feet total. But at the same
Like
time,
you probably you'd probably have to be like super knowledge, like if any of those games crashed or malfunctioned or something, like to know how to fix them. um I mean, we're talking like old school technology, you
yeah.
know from a lot of those games, but I'm not sure really who's around anymore that would know how to.
Believe it or not, I actually know a guy who he used to work at Whiskey Business when I was a bouncer there. He was also a bouncer there, and he went to school for stuff like that. And he used to a lot of the stuff that Kenny had, like poker machines and stuff. He would
Yeah.
work on.
Yeah.
So I actually know somebody who does it, and I mean, there's Roth is still around.
Oh yeah, but it's like,
Yeah, still the same family that owns it, I believe, down on the boulevard.
but it's like you could, like you said, if like you have grandkids or kids. There was no well, back in the day there was Atari, but like a lot of people didn't have Ataris, and they went to the mall, and what did the mall have? An arcade. And it's like when we were kids, this is what games we used to play. We didn't go downstairs and pull out the Nintendo 3, whatever, Nintendo X or whatever it's called.
Well, the arcade games were always better. That was the thing. Like an Atari was 4-bit, and video games at the time were 8-bit. So I mean, look at the difference between Atari Pac-Man and arcade machine Pac-Man.
Right. Oh yeah.
Atari Pac-Man is horrible.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was so bad, but it was back then. It was Pac-Man, but yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it barely even resembled the game. And then, but I mean, like if you wanted like the real Pac-Man experience, I mean, for me, I had to go to the Acme Market because the Acme, up by the mall, the Acme Market had a Pac-Man machine.
I want to give a shout out. He gave me a like. Kalani. I'm going to screw up this last name. Queso. He's the guy that owns the Kalani's in Wyoming. He gave us a heart. Thank you, Kalani, for checking in. I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you. Appreciate that. On Facebook. Yep. And but yeah, I remember. I think it was before Top Dog. Over in, well, I don't know. It's behind Arby's now, but it was that shopping center, the ShopRite shopping center. They had, it was called Showtime, and it was like the pre Top Dog. And when you played the games with the tokens, and then they had like a theater room where they had this automated animatronic band that played songs every so often. It would do a show, and,
Like an old school Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. And whenever my mom and dad were gonna go, because sometimes we always went to Sunshine, but once in a while they go over to ShopRite. They might have a sale on meats or something, and so if we're going to shop, so I'd always like run over to Showtime and be like, "Wow, this is like so cool," and yeah, those were the good times.
Yeah, I
Now,
remember when I used to be on a bowling league as a kid. There was a Kiss pinball machine that I used to play. Like, you'd have to like drag me out of there because I loved it. It was with the lights and Gene Simmons. It was a Kiss themed pinball game that I would just play like nonstop. It was the best. If I could find one for sale and I could afford it, like when I buy a bigger house someday, I'd like to get the Kiss pinball machine just for nostalgia. That would be awesome.
there was a back in the day, there was this one pinball machine that I absolutely loved. I saw it. It's now where the Penguins train, like, and they're off. They train the old Isorama. Well, it's still basically the Isorama, but they just might call it something different now.
Off of Cole Street.
Yeah, and they're like regular. They're not the ringside, but like you walk in where you get your skates and shit. They had a pinball called the Black Knight. And this thing had like, this is the first one that had the double up in like the double things and the double flipper. I was like, this was cool. It was
like an upper tier.
Yeah, it was like one of the
Yeah,
first.
I know what you mean.
Yep, the upper. Yeah. Yep.
I was never huge on pinball.
I love pinball.
Pinball
Wizard.
I used to actually like the games. I was in the CYC when I was a kid, and they had a neat little arcade in their cafeteria. I used to spend a lot of time. Actually, I did play pinball there. They also had a baseball game where it would like shoot a pinball at a bat, and you had to like hit the bat, and that was like the whole game was one button, where you had to push the button in time for the bat to swing to hit the pinball. And if you could hit a home run, you could, depending on where the ball flew in the back, like it would be like a fly ball that got caught. It would be a triple. It would be a double. But I dumped a lot of quarters into that thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was. My wife and I were in Seattle last year, and we had dinner reservations, some tourist trap out on one of the piers in Seattle, and there was an arcade, and I'm like, let me just take a walk into this arcade for a couple minutes, kill some time before our reservation, and there was a Beatles pinball machine, like Hard Day's Night, Beatles, and every time you hit the flippers and get the ball going, it would play like a different Beatles song. It was just so cool. She had to drag me out of there.
You know what's funny? Whenever you walk to those old school arcades, like especially if you're like in an amusement park or you're on the pier, there's that smell it's always the same smell. At least I know it seems like to me anyway. You walk in this smell and it takes you back to like back in the day.
Yes.
All the time, like I walk in, especially like walking, I'm like, man, it's just like takes you back, especially down. Was it Knoebels? Me and the ex-wife would go to Knoebels I haven't gone to Knoebels in years, but when me and the ex-wife would go down to Knoebels, I'd walk in the arcade and say like throwback. Next year, I vow every year to do it, but I got to go to Knoebels just to do a walk around. Even if I don't ride a lot of rides, just to do a walk around, just to do, hey, let's check out Knoebel food, like do like Knoebel food and something, and just to go back.
You know what else is funny too? When you go into those old arcades at the mall, at Knoebels, wherever you might be, like it's always like 300 degrees in there.
Oh yeah,
because of all the all the heat that those machines are generating. Like it's always so hot in the arcade, man.
I was gonna say Bally Aladdin's at the mall's arcade. Bally Aladdin's. That was Bally Aladdin's when I was a kid. When we were kids, the place was always ice cold in there.
Oh yeah,
like they had their AC cranked.
Yeah.
Before it was Aladdin's Castle, it was called Jolly Time. And
I remember that too.
Then not too long after it became Aladdin's Castle, which
and right next door was Dino's.
Yeah,
and that the guy would bounce the quarter off the counter out because like a slice was 75 cents, and you gave him $1, and he would bounce a quarter back at you. He'd bounce it off the counter, you'd have to catch it.
Then they closed that and went into the food court when they opened the food court.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a totally like the Dino's that's up by J.C. Penney's. Totally different people, totally different owners. It's not everybody always thinks they're the same pizza. They're not. They're they've always been a separate deal.
Well, me and FP in the summer we did a meet and greet up there, and the pizza wasn't bad. It was actually not bad.
I call it mall pizza, and I absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, it wasn't bad. Like
I love Dino's. I was upset I couldn't meet you guys that day, Jay, because my wife and I love Dino's by J.C. Penney. I think we were working that day, but one of our favorite places for, as Mike said, mall pizza. Can't beat it.
We met Susan and Bob. Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
It was.
Yep.
I want to do that again this down the road, but like maybe like on a Saturday so more people could attend, because I know during the week people are working and shit, and I'm like, oh crap. But
You can't talk about Dino's without talking about Orange Julius.
the original Orange Julius over
Yeah,
by,
the one where Pearl Vision is now.
the one over near Penny's, JC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is now, but yeah. JC.
I lit my hair on fire in there once because I had the big Axl Rose thing going on.
How did you?
And well, I had the lighter that with the flame that was like that high.
Oh.
And to achieve that, you need a ton of Aquanet. And so I sat down with some girls, and I'm being all cool and everything. Pull the cigarette out, go to light it. My hair got shorter that day.
Oh, I bet it did. Now, do you remember right across from Orange Julius, there was a restaurant called Barrels? The Barrels.
Yeah, it was a bar. It was actually more of a bar than a restaurant.
Probably.
It's where Walden Books, like there's a shoe store there now.
Is it? Yeah.
But like Walden Books was there forever. That was Barrels. It was called Barrels of Whiskey and Rhyme.
Yeah, because what happened was, like back in the 80s, like when my mom would go Christmas during the Christmas holiday season. My mom and my sister would go shopping, and
Dad would.
I'd go with my dad into the Barrels. I remember like sitting up in the bar, so thinking like I was like so cool. I'm sitting at the bar, drinking a soda, and there. I know they did sell food though, because after my mom was shopping, we all ate at the Barrels. My oldest sister was a waitress there for a little bit, but I remember like Barrels. It was like that's when like the mall was actually like busy.
Well, when I was 11 years old, Rob's oldest brother used to get in there when he was 18, and he got into a fight in there one night, and it spilled out into the parking lot. If you remember the Giant Market, it was closed at the time. They had just closed it. He ended up putting the guy through the window of the Giant. Like he actually threw him through the window. Ooh. And we were all proud, like because there's like a big hole there. It's like, yeah, Rob's brother did that, man.
I know Rob's brother, but I don't know Rob's brother. Like I know
he has two. He has two older brothers.
Oh, I know one.
You probably know Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's the middle brother, and they have an older brother named Dave.
Yeah, I didn't know him. So was it Jason or was it Dave that threw the guy?
Oh, it was Dave.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just and the other, and people never like realized there was actually for the longest time there were actually two bars in the mall, and the one was kind of like a well-kept secret almost. After Barrels closed, of course, there was only the one. That's Peking Chef. Peking Chef actually had its own bar.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. You go in there Christmas, it's just dads everywhere, all through December. That's when I swear to God, that's when that bar made its money. Was because the place would just be jam-packed with people's dads.
Like the wives went shopping and the dads went there.
Yeah.
Dads went and had a drink. Oh, man.
I remember. Yeah, now it was over near...
What was Pomeroy's? Bonton.
Yeah, okay, Pomeroy's. That's right.
In fact, they had an entrance to Peking Chef through Pomeroy.
They did.
Okay.
Yes,
another thing people always forget about Pomeroy's, they had an elevator in there. And it was a really tight, cramped little... I have actually, because I'm claustrophobic, I'll actually have nightmares about that elevator. Like that I'm riding in that elevator and it gets stuck or, But yeah, they had a very small elevator in that store. You kind of had to know where it was to use it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I know they had a food court.
I grew up there, so I know that mall like you wouldn't believe. And plus I worked at that mall. When I was 16 years old, I was a maintenance guy in the mall, and so I know all those back corridors. I know all the service entrances, and You know, I mean, I know my way around that building so well. It's not even funny.
Do you remember Vinny, the guy who used to jingle his keys? Do you remember
Yeah,
him?
he died recently.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I was really friendly with him. As a matter, he had an IROC Z.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had a Camaro.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like he would give me a ride down to the square from the mall because that's what you did. You hung around the mall until it closed,
Then
and then you went to the square to hang out. And I mean, like on a bad night, you'd have to walk. On a good night, you'd catch a ride with somebody. A lot of times, Vinny would be nice enough to give me a ride because he was going there anyway.
I remember it would take you literally an hour to get around the square.
Yeah.
That's how many cars, that's how many people went cruising. Like,
yep.
It took you literally an hour. In the summer, everybody cruised.
Yep.
That's what you did that's what you did. There were no cell phones. People had CBs in their cars. So that was one of them. But, yeah, it would literally take you an hour to go. People, they would go around the square over Market Street.
Yep.
Would make a left, turn around through like where Grotto is now, and then like come back around.
Yep.
And yeah, I remember. I remember also. Remember the S&W?
Oh yeah, God yeah.
That they used to be open years ago. Like in the day, they used to be open like on weekends, like 24/7.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd seen some crazy stuff there back at like. My dad would come home on a Friday night after doing it wherever he went. Are you hungry? Yeah. Well, we're gonna go get some breakfast. All right. So either we go. Most of the time we go to Denny's, but once in a while we go down to the S&W, and like you see the women of the night. You see like you'll hear like a gunshot go off or something, or back in the day, like yeah, good old Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, honestly, like
where was S&W?
North Main Street.
It's do you know where the burrito local is? Fred?
I was going to say it's up by King's. It was up by King's College.
Yeah, it's okay. Closed now. They closed it, but if you if you're coming from Kingston over to Market Street or over Pierce Street Bridge, you go past the old road. Corner used to be Roach. He's been out to King's College parking lot. You make a right. It was like
pretty much right there.
Yeah, like maybe
I got you.
4 or 5 buildings in on the left.
Yeah,
right before Jackson Street.
It used to be. The building sits maybe like 4 or 5 in front of Burrito Loco. It's so many. It's not too many stores down from Burrito Loco. And
gotcha.
Yeah, the S&W. I was like, man. Then
I spent many a night in there.
Oh, I went in there from time to time. Then the guy just gave up and said, "No, we're retiring. We're done." And it's I don't know what it is now. If it's just sitting there.
I think it's just sitting there.
That was a nice little spot too. I mean, you had the college kids, like you got. I was there like once or twice after. I got like a good burger, cheap good burger. And
did you guys ever go to the Skyliner, like in Pittston, DuPont area? It was a little before my time, but
yeah, Skyliner Diner. I've been there.
Yeah. I've heard about it for all these years. Oh, the Skyliner, like it seems like everybody would hang out there, like
it was a place to hang. Yeah, I didn't do it too much, but I definitely hung out there more than once.
And was it just like a diner, like an all night diner kind of
pretty
vibe?
much, yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty much for like the trucker, like the truck drivers, and they would stay. Oh, yeah.
You know where the Wendy's is by Walmart in Pittston.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
It was there. Okay.
Now
I've heard all about it.
I think it's still open, which the other truck stop up the road from the Pilot now. They have
Petro.
Petro has, or at least had. I don't know if it's still open or not, or still ran. But they have a restaurant in there too that they used to have a buffet. They used to be open 24/7.
Oh yeah, the Iron Skillet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. They had a kick-ass breakfast buffet, dude.
I remember that back at like I was there once. It was like 2 a.m. Everybody went because we were just bored. And
Best breakfast buffet, hands down, was Mark II.
oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Mark too. Oh,
Definitely. It's
absolutely the best. Yes, I would go there with my grandma, my chuchi, my cousins. Oh, I love Mark too. The one in Moose Lake, that's the one we went to.
I used to go there with strippers. They would literally like drag me there. I'd be like, half blitzed out of my mind, and
let's go to Denny or let's go to Mark II.
yeah, they take me to Mark II to try to sober me up.
Excellent food.
Fred,
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Fred, you just made a
I knew a guy, Harry, who was a cook there.
Your Chuchi, that's your aunt, right?
Yep. My grandma's sister, my great aunt, my chuchi. Rest in peace.
Well,
Yep,
we
I
used to
miss
call
her.
like my mom's sister, like my aunt, we called her Chuchi too. I'm like, I know that word. Yeah, remember like going way back in the day. On the weekends, Ollie's, the restaurant over in Kingston, used to be open on 24 on weekends. So Friday or Saturday, we go over to Jitterbugs, get plastered at Jitterbugs, go over to Ollie's to sober up before we went home. It was right in the parking lot.
I dropped the drive shaft of my van in Jitterbugs parking lot one night. The way the steering wheel was angled, it's like I'm like hitting the gas. I'm not going anywhere. I'm like, look down. It's in neutral. Did a neutral drop, and like my drive shaft was just everywhere.
The poof.
You snap the U-bolts off, Yeah, my van, the party wagon, was out of commission for a couple of months. Actually, the rest of the winter, I was bumming rides off people. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, everybody wants to drive with, because I had a van. I had like a celebrity coach van. I had a cooler in the couch in the back folded out into a bed. I had captain's chairs. I had a cooler in the back that held like 2.5 cases of beer. It's like I'd give somebody the keys. I'm like, don't drive it. Just go in the back. Like if somebody got cut off at the bar or something, don't drive it. Just go in the back. Drink all you want.
Yeah.
Just behave.
Right.
More often than not, whoever got cut off, they would just go out there and take a nap, and then by the time we got to the next bar, they'd be in good enough shape to get served again.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
Before Jitterbugs demise and it shut down. Actually, I drove back there like maybe like a couple months ago just to see what was back there. Like you wouldn't even think something was back there anymore. It's all remodeled. I was like, damn. But like Jitterbugs had this Friday and Saturday night. You go and you pay $5, and all the pizza you could eat and all the draft beer you could drink. So it was like a heyday. It was like, yeah. And then like, if you wanted like a mixer, you had to pay for that. You had to pay, but $5 included your pizza, and they do like just regular like buffet pizza, like plain mush, whatever. But it was for Jitterbugs. When you start drinking, hey, the pizza was good.
Yeah, that was Joel's other bar. Joel's
Greenberg.
Yeah, the guy who owned the cabaret.
Oh yeah.
He had Jitterbugs in his daughter's name.
Yeah, the daughter owned Jitterbugs.
Yeah.
He ran the cabaret. Well, Cracker Box back in the day, the Cracker Box Palace.
Yeah.
And he had somewhere along the line he ended up buying, and he owns. From what I understand, he still owns it. Well, the old where the old Tilbury used to be, he owns that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel's actually a lot of times he didn't trust a lot of his own guys, and he would actually have me do like I was just a patron, but Jules and I knew each other, and like he would actually like when he went to do the drop, he'd give me drinks like for free, and he would say to me like hey, bar shuts, hang out, and then I knew what that meant. Whoever was working that night, he didn't trust them. And he wanted me to take him for a drive to do the nightly drop, at the bank.
Right.
Because There were a couple of guys that Jules had. He thought they were sketchy. So I don't know. I was friends with all of them. I didn't care.
Right. Hey. It's like, take me here and I'll give you a free beer. All right, cool. Even after like, I don't want to say recent now, but after that whole thing where the cabaret got shut down and Jules had to technically sell it, his son remodeled it and he remodeled it really nice.
I saw it actually.
It was called the Cracker Box Sports Bar and Grill. I don't know why he couldn't make it. He couldn't get it. Couldn't make it go. But food was decent. He remodeled it like really nice. Now
actually, the girl I dated when I was 16, who ended up being a stripper, worked there. Just a little callback there.
I probably know her or know of her.
Hey, you probably do. I'm not gonna mention names here.
No. But I probably either knew of her or knew her. But yeah, it's now being King's Asian Cuisine. They didn't really have to remodel because it was, I mean, literally Jules' son did a great job. They had to just vap a couple different things. That they do some good bread. They do some good business.
I haven't been there. I haven't been to a strip club in like probably 30 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. It's
like that one up by the mall. I've never even been in there.
I've been there once or twice back, but even before I met the GF. I haven't been to a strip bar since me and the GF started dating. Even before that, I don't have the urge to go anymore. It's like, God, I'm getting old. It's like, though, it's funny because I'm like my one friend, I'm like, let's go to King's Asian Cuisine. She's like, I can't. I said, how come? She goes, because I remember what happened in those bathrooms years ago, and like I just can't bring myself to go there. I'm like, yeah, okay.
If walls could talk, right?
Walls, bathrooms, yeah, you name it.
Bathrooms where?
In well, now King's Asian Cuisine, but the old Cracker Box. When was it? Yeah,
cabaret. The former cabaret.
If walls could talk.
I'll tell you what, I remember the week that Jules converted that into a strip club. Like one weekend I was in there watching Strawberry Jam play, and the next weekend it was strippers. And it's I looked at Jules and he looked at me. He's like, I guess he saw the look on my face, and he's like, I don't know, Mikey, something different.
And I was there like right after it switched over too, and for a while it was packing. People were like, even like guys, girls. He was pulling a good crowd, even for being a strip joint. And well, back in when it was back before when it was a Cracker Box, he knew my dad from because he would bring all the car guys, would actually go to the Cracker Box during the week after work, and that's where they usually sold cars. They sold them at the bar, and they did the paperwork in the dealership. So I come walking in, and I'm like, hey, and he kind of knew who I was because I looked like my dad, and he's like, what's your name? I said, yo, Jay, Steve, yeah. So ever since then, hey, Jules, how you been? And I've known probably with Jules since then. And I remember walking in when he just converted over, and I was like, the place was packed. And yeah, it was. But maybe he just lost his passion because it just went from like here down to here, and like.
Well, for the longest time, like he was trying to keep the crowd because Strawberry Jam would play there on the weekends, and for the longest time he would still have Strawberry Jam doing a Sunday gig there,
right?
Like even after he converted it over to the new thing. And I mean, a lot of times I just went there because it was like, when I first turned 21, that was like my favorite club to go to. I just loved it as a club.
Yeah, me too. Like when I used to work at Arby's, I'd leave Arby's at 11:30 midnight. Well, I'm going to go have a beer and relax. I just got done working, 10 hours. serving people food, and I just want to go and just veg. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home yet. So I go stop there, have like two or three beers, and I leave. And but I got to know everybody, and funny story. Yo, what's up, Marcus? Woo, Marcus is in the house. I just got you started there, buddy.
Yeah, Jay.
It was,
Marcus is in the house, and you are one sub away from 500, brother.
nice. I got to check it. Like, cool.
That is awesome.
But it was funny because, well, back when I worked at Wyoming Valley Motors, back when it was Wyoming Valley Motors, I used to be on a bowling league. And do you remember Adam Yankowski?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's my buddy's nephew. Guy I know forever. Like me and Adam are like, it's like my brother from another mother. Adam, we, and it was
Yeah, he's a
funny.
good guy.
Oh yeah, I still see him at my buddy's Memorial Day cookouts when he goes. Like, because normally, like on Memorial Day, like he'll work a double and like get more money, which I can't blame him. But we were all in a bowling league, and for Larry's Pizza in Nanticoke. We were under the sponsored a bowling league or bowling team or wherever you want to do it, and they had, all right, Fred's back because you have to hear the story. What happened was they had an outing, like the end of the year outing down at, hey guys, make sure you spot for YouTube partnership. I don't know what that is. I gotta look into that. They had an outing, clam bake. So we're back in. They had a volleyball net, which I loved volleyball back in the day. So Adam's on my team. We're playing volleyball. So the ball's coming. I'm like, I got it. Adam's like, I got it. We're both watching. We just collide. Literally, we just poof. Well, he came. I went down first, and he stepped on, not intention, but he stepped on my right knee and literally tore my knee. So I was out for like 5-6 months because I couldn't walk, but I hobbled. But during that time frame, Jules had that kitchen sitting with no action. So me and another buddy talked him into letting us rent the kitchen, and that's when I got to know like all the entertainment and everything like that. It was cool back then because like come down, have some wings, and watch the show. But yeah. Oh, okay, Marcus, I got you.
I checked into that, Marcus, after what you said the other week. For me, it's telling me that I need 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, and I'm not as good on watch time as I thought I was. It's because I have like all my videos are like between like say 5 and 10 minutes long. So I have really short videos on my channel, and I don't even come close to the 3,000 hours of view time. But it was telling me 1,000 subscribers.
I have to go into YouTube Studio and see how many like watch time I have because I don't know, but I'm sure I have the watch time. But yeah, confirm Marcus. I got one more away from 500. Thank you to whoever subscribed because like 10-15 minutes ago I was at like 496 or 497 because that was I think Steph said you're at 497. And yeah, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, please check out. I have in the live commentary. Check out Mike's channel, Ghetto Theater Wilkes-Barre. Awesome videos.
Oh, thank you.
I'll have to look, Marcus, and see and just double check that monetization. See if it's 500 or 1,000. I thought it was 500 too, but then I heard it was 1,000. So I don't know unless they changed it in the last God knows how long.
YouTube doesn't like me very much they throttle a lot of my stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean I have things like they're fist fighting and homeless and
Oh yeah.
I actually heard from people like I've seen people like pixel and blur out fights and stuff. It's like, why are they doing that? It's like, oh, because YouTube will throttle your video if there's like violence or fist fighting or So, oh my God, it's like half my stuff.
Yeah.
People getting weird with each other.
So how you doing, Marcus? What's going on? Are you coming back from work, or give us an update of your area? What's new? I'm definitely looking at the YouTube studio and see.
Oh, it's 4,000 hours now.
Yeah, I was just curious. I'm not trying to prove or disprove anything. I just Googled it real quick. Looks like, maybe like 1,000 subs and then like 4,000 hours of watch time. But I mean, hey, to have 500 subs, Jay, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jay. In the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So you got to get 1,000 subscribers within a 12-month period and 4,000 hours. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to ever get there.
I mean, I'll eventually, hopefully, make it to 1,000. But hey, I'm happy. I'm happy for 500. I see these other channels that have 32,000 subs and this and that but they're constantly putting stuff on their channel. Like I said, I'll upload a video every Friday. We go live every Saturday. Once in a while, I'll do a live in the middle somewhere. Like I might do a food video, like a live food review or something. And I'm content with that. If I don't get monetized, I don't do this for. Well, I mean, it would be nice to get paid for it. Don't get me wrong, but I do it because I like doing it. I like doing the live show. I like making content. But it's like you said, during the pandemic, man, that's what saved me from going nuts. Doing videos.
Yep.
But it's
my plans basically, I mean, as far as future, as far as money goes and everything, I only want to work for the government for another maybe 5 years and retire, because you can do that after 20 years of service with the federal government. I want to retire and basically
retire.
Yeah, I want to retire and run for public office in the city. I want to get on city council. They do. Well, they do all right. I mean, I've known a couple of council people over the years, and they basically make just under 20,000 a year. It's considered part time, but they get full benefits. And I thought I'm pretty involved the way it is. I can't get that. There's a thing called the Hatch Act, where a federal employee is not allowed to really get into any kind of partisan politics. So I can't run for public office right now. Otherwise, I'd do it.
So what would you run for? Or what would if you...
City council.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'd want to be mayor.
I was just gonna say, Mayor Mike.
I think you'd be a pretty badass mayor, Mike.
Thank you.
You mess up in my town, slap. Yeah. But it's like,
yeah, actually, I mean, like I said, I know a couple of current sitting council members right now. I got to be pretty good friends with one of the past members, and in fact, he was kind of asking me, he was looking to get out of it, and he actually personally mentioned to me, hey, it might be a good idea if, and he kind of planted the seeds, and I had to explain, say to him, like, hey, I can't. I'd have to quit my job to do it. And I can't give up that kind of security.
yeah, you can't. All right, looking into my YouTube studio. The last 28 days views 3.8 thousand. So I think I'm pretty good on the. Well, wait, maybe not. Hold on, 4,000 hours. Well, I'm close. 3.8.
Yeah, you are.
Um,
But that's the thing. You got to get 1,000 subs in a 12-month period. It's not just like, oh, you reached 1,000.
Then you could. Yeah, no, I know. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but hey, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that. So, I don't do this. I don't do this for money. I don't do this. Like I said, if I was going to monetize the people and I got paid for this, hey, I wouldn't say no. But it's not why I started this channel. I started just to make content, get subs, get people watching the show. Building what has been built. Basically, never thought it would go this far. I never thought it would go this far. So I started out doing it.
I know you mentioned this a while ago, but like your first video was it a Burger King review? Was that like the first one you did?
My first review, yeah.
I actually remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on. I didn't put it on. Like I didn't have the page yet. I just put on my profile. It was back in I think it was like November 7th, 2017, and what happened was it could have been 16. I can't remember. It was a Saturday night, and like nobody was around. I'm like I'm hungry, so I'm like, I'll just run over the bridge to Pittston and hit Burger King quick. So I grabbed myself. I'm like, hey guys, check it out. We're in Pittston, blah blah. And I just did a stupid video. I go in, hey, look at hot. Damn it, they didn't. It's asked for hot, and it's not. Blah blah blah. Stupid like 3-minute video, maybe 4 minutes, but that was tops. And I go home. I edit the video. I put it on my Facebook page, my profile, and I'm seeing like a lot of likes, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm like, really? I'm like, and then people are like, oh, awesome video. Oh, well, thank you. And I'm sitting there scratching my head going, freaking Whopper from Burger King. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do people actually watch food videos? So I went on YouTube. I'm looking and I'm like, holy crap. So that's when I'm like, when I was still doing my profile, I had guys from work like Lenny, who probably is not watching, he probably signed up, but Lenny, it was like Lenny and a couple of people like my buddy Lenny, who's here. He goes, hey, could you go to Subway? Sure, and then my other guy from work, he's like, go to KFC.
Yeah,
okay. And then I'm seeing more likes and likes. So I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I started a page. Would I get followers? Would I not? And it just turned out that over what I have how many people I follow me on there? I gotta open it up. Just my page alone. I forget. I have to see. I'm waiting for my Facebook to open up. There we go. Come on. Streaming kind of lags my laptop.
Yeah.
So, and when I first started the page, I'm like, all right, what do I call this thing? No idea. No clue. And remember back when we were working in house, you're like, oh, go to Subway, and I forget the other guy we used to talk. I can't remember. My mind's blank. Said, oh, go to KFC. When I started doing food reviews, I have 1.6 thousand likes and 1.8 thousand followers on my Facebook page. So yeah, so it's like, did I think this was going to grow into what it is now? Not at all. So I started, I set up my page. I started putting up, content, likes, wow, nice, And then I had the wedding page, but I'm like, okay, what do I call this page? Like, I was blanking for like a day. What do I call this damn thing? So I thought Wyoming Valley Reviews. So that's how that started. That's where the W and SGW came from initially, and so it's like, okay, so what I put on it, well, I do reviews, but I can't always do reviews. So I'll try some cooking shows. I think one of my first cooking shows was one of the first. I think is when I did my hamburger mac. I didn't have a tripod or anything, so I was just camming it. Was I did I call it hamburger macaroni. Um, Other people call it goulash. Some people call it this, but I just call it hamburger mac. And that was one of my first videos back in the day. And
Nice.
now it's where it's at.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, well, I don't want to I want to so what I did was I made a group. So my one group was home cooking, and then the other group was the local eats and takeouts. And that's how that all started. And the groups are pushing my local eats and takeouts group. I have 2.1 thousand members of my local eats and takeouts group. So yeah, I am greatly appreciated for those guys. And my home cooking show group, 1.8 thousand for home cooking. Okay, that's cool.
That's solid. Yeah, that's solid, man.
Yeah. Last post 8 hours ago was Gina Marie. Chicken breast cut up with honey drizzled over it and a sprinkle of Italian herb breadcrumbs, a bit of ranch dressing on the side to dip them in. That actually looks good, dude.
Yeah, Gina's a really good cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay. Marcus brings up a good point. He's saying that when you went to Kalani, he was basically force feeding you, like he just kept making stuff for you to try, which was really cool.
He was, and like I said, my initial in there was I'm gonna go in. Well, first I wanted pizza because it was Fridays, and I didn't realize he wasn't doing pizza yet. So I walk in like, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. Oh, I don't have pizza because I'm looking for the right bread guy. So then he explains he's from Hawaii. He just doesn't want average. He wants something. He's looking for a specific type of bread.
Sure,
okay, so in the meantime, he does sandwiches. He has the milkshakes. He does the ice, the shaved ice, not it, but shaved ice. So he's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I don't want to walk out and go, sorry. I'm like, well, I'm here. I want to, I want to try something. So I'm looking, corned beef Reuben, corned beef sandwich. He goes, then he's like saying like, he does it Hawaiian style. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool, let's try it. And he's like, oh, do you like peanut butter chocolate? Or no, first he's like, here, try this milkshake. I think he said it was called Hawaiian lychee, I think, if I'm remembering it right. So he's like, here, try this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here, try this. Okay, so I'm drinking a milkshake, waiting for my food. Do you like peanut butter or chocolate? Well, I really like both. Then he gives me that bowl. I forget what it's called. Then
Poi bowl.
that doesn't sound like a shock.
That was like a power bowl, man. Power bowl.
Like a shocky or a cock. I can't remember. But he's like, here,
acai bowl.
Maybe.
Yeah, with the bananas and the fresh berries and all that. Yeah.
The nuts. He's like, here, try this. So he goes, here you go. And I'm like, oh, okay. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, man, this is going to cost me. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, okay. But I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to try new stuff. awesome, you know. So I'm like, I didn't care, and you know, so I'm trying the milkshake, which is it was a fruity milkshake, which was actually it had like bananas and other stuff, but it was really good. Um, then like I said, I'm getting through the sandwich. I'm trying the dessert, the peanut butter chocolate thing, the bananas. Then he's like, "Oh, you didn't drink the spritzer." I'm like, I first of all I didn't even see it at first. It wasn't in my eye because I'm sitting on this little stool trying to. I have the camera up here, pointing down this way, so I'm not seeing what he's doing. I'm trying to keep not keep everything in cue. He's like, "Oh, you got to try my spritzer." I realized it was. I said, "I'm not even done with this yet." I didn't realize it was there. Sorry, but yeah, the spritzer was good. Um, so I'm like, I get all we ended. I get done. Oh, he also told me about and he was telling me and he did tell the story and you could hear the story in the video where there's this I forget what kind of bread it is, but there's this bread that he baked. Like you could go down this dark alley road at 3:30 in the morning. It has raspberry and it's not cream cheese, but it tasted almost like cream cheese, but it's not cream cheese. He says it in the video what it is. This bread, this heated warm bread, and like in Hawaii, in his neighborhood, people would get up at 3:30 in the morning to wait in line to get this bread. And he's like, "Here, try it." And I'm like, "I can see why. I mean, I don't know if I get up at 3:30 to get this, but I can see going to get it."
Yeah.
And so I'm out, and I'm like, "All right, like what do I owe you?" He looks at me, he goes, "Whatever you feel's good." Gosh. So like I said, initially was going in there just to get a sandwich and leave. So I'm like, I didn't have like money, like a lot of money on me. I'm like, well, here it's at least worth. I threw him like maybe 12, $13 or something. I'm like, it's at least, and I gave him like everything I had in my wallet. Well, it's something like here, it's at least worth it because it was, it was at least worth what I had like, I don't know, 12 or 13. I forgot I had in my wallet, but I'm like, it's at least worth this, and like, he's like, oh, thank. I said, well, here's my social media. It's going to be up. I'm going to put it up, this coming Friday, next Friday. Oh, thank you. And again, oh, thank you. And yeah, just he at some point that he was watching, he caught it, and the show. But yeah, he was. I noticed like very nice, very friendly. I think the Hawaiian culture, they're always like willing to like help everybody or welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like
Very,
thinking like oh my
very
God.
giving, very, very hospitable, very giving. Yeah, he was really appreciative, man. That was awesome.
So I'm definitely gonna go back. Maybe I don't know if I can go back yet, but I'm gonna go back again because he said he had a portobello mushroom sandwich, and from what he told us on it, it sounded really good.
Yeah. Jay, there's like one other place to
Matt, the
exactly
Doctor
close to my
Foodology.
house.
You know it, Matt. You know it, the Doctor Foodology.
You know,
I just got that too. Uh,
yeah, I remember when you went to Pepe's in Plains, and
very nice
you
guy.
went maybe.
Really.
Yeah,
really nice.
I remember in that video, you went there for a pizza, stromboli, and he was just making all kind like pasta. They were bringing stuff out for you to try. That was like that. That's cool.
That one at the time, Mike. Do you remember Julia Leniak?
Oh yeah, I remember her.
She was working there at the time, and she was telling her boss about me and doing review, and he's like, "Well, bring him down." So she actually said she called. She's like, "My boss wants you to come down and do a review." Cool, because I never assume, but and I've had a couple different owners say, "Hey, come on down, and you seem pretty legit. Come on down."
For like a tasting, like they'll cook different dishes and have you try them. Yeah.
And so I don't want to assume he's going to comp it, so I always make sure I have money on me. But when they say come on down, it's getting comped. So I start off, he gave me try his pizza, like a couple of his, he was just like, I was like, whoa. I left there and I felt like I was going to explode.
Yeah.
Really, really quick because I know I got to cut this down short because I have work tomorrow, Sunday. I'm doing overtime. but I don't know if he still does food. It's on Carverton Road called Kava Corner.
Oh
I've been
yeah,
there
yeah,
for a couple of years. Kava Corner
Yeah.
initially, if you look at my original video back then, Kava Corner was he set up to be the first non-alcoholic bar restaurant. Okay, and so he's like, well, what do you guys like, what do you want to try? I'm like, okay, so what do you recommend? He goes, we have a good cheesesteak. All right, no problem. And so let me try that. So back in. Okay, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So I'm gonna put the link up in the chat. So if anybody wants to watch this video of my initial run the Kava Corner, but he goes, well, while you're waiting for the cheesesteak, I want you to try the sampler. So instead of bringing out everything at once, he brought it out, and like normally if you get sample, you get everything at once, and I just put. He goes, oh, I want you to try the sampler. Oh, okay, so he brings out mozzarella sticks, chicken wings. I forget what else. And I'm starting to get stuffed off all the samples. Like he goes, oh, your cheesesteak is still coming out. I'm like, oh God. But yeah, and he did.
yeah.
They baked their own bread. Like they did everything from scratch. I hope he's still open. Now I see the building still, but I don't know what he's doing in there anymore. I have to go back. But Kava, I forget where it came from, but it's like a tea, and you can have the original Kava, which is like a bland flavor, or you can add flavor shots. And the tradition is everybody salutes that, and they have a saying, I forget what it is. I'll have to watch the video, but they basically salute and they take a drink. Really nice place inside. It's small, it's cozy. Again, I'm assuming he's still open as a restaurant. I don't know, but that's another place that if you guys did want to check out Kava Corner.
Yeah. Jay, I wonder if Tammy's Kitchen would do that. Because I mean, I know you've been there. I know you're loyal to that place, and it seems like they have a great menu. I wonder if like Tammy's Kitchen would do a smorgasbord for you, big tasting.
I could ask her. I mean, I know her enough well now to ask her,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
if she wants do a video promote. She wants to promote any food. Like I could ask her and see what she says. Worst she's gonna say is, well, no, we're good. All right, but
Yeah.
she might say, sounds like a good idea. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I've hit her breakfast. I'd get her ultimate omelet. No, I get her meat lovers omelet. The cook who does the home fried potatoes, her name's Val. She's like, I guess, like the head cook on, at least I know on the weekends. I don't know, but on the weekends her name's Val. I did I married her and her husband. She makes home fried potatoes to die for. They're crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. They're dynamite. And the omelet she gets, the meat lovers omelet, it's packed. And they have homemade French toast. They have homemade waffles. But yeah.
What about over by? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's right over by you, and I don't ever recall you reviewing it. Maybe you did. Avenue Diner.
I have. Not recently. The Avenue, and the reason why I did a couple of, I might have did one or two. Let's the thing with Avenue is they're always packed. They're always busy.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, they're good.
Great food.
So I try and go to the places where you don't see a lot of that are like need more. Like Avenue's gonna be fine. They do a lot of business. So I try and hit like Tammy's Kitchen, a smaller place like Tammy's Kitchen. There's a place, Parsons Family Restaurant on River Street.
Yeah, I knew. I don't know if she still does. I knew a girl that waitress there.
And I was there.
I've never been there, but I'm sorry.
I was there once. I felt really bad because here's the thing, and I didn't realize it because I didn't ask, and I didn't. Here's I'm gonna throw in the chat my link to my first Avenue Diner video going back to 18. But what happened was like
the last time I was at Avenue Diner was during COVID, like when restaurants were reopening slowly and they had a tent. I remember we had to sit outside and have breakfast, which was actually really nice because we were there in the summer. But yeah, that was the last time I was at Avenue. We were outside in the tent during COVID.
Last time I was there, I was still married and I was there with my ex-wife. So
me and GF went maybe 6 months ago. Me and the GF were there. But Parsons Family Restaurant actually had really good food, and not thinking, hey, do you take debit cards? I just assumed.
Yeah, they do cash.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we don't take cards. Oh, I'm like, I felt like a schmuck because like I don't have cash on me to pay you. So yeah, I think it was the owner. She's like, don't worry about it. So the next day, it was a Sunday. I walk in. I'm like, thank you very much. Like I was like, here you go. I'm paying my bill because I took the bill with me. I'm like, here you go. And I'm like, thank you very much. She goes, no, you seem like, like a pretty good guy. But yeah.
These diners the same way. And they have amazing food.
Oh, they do. GF's cousin is one of the cooks. I don't know what shift he's on, but we caught him there like at a night later shift. But yeah, these diner always had good food.
Yeah, I love a good mushroom Swiss burger, and they do it perfect.
I see it like I love their potatoes, their home fried potatoes, their French toast is amazing. Yeah, can't say nothing bad about these.
Yep.
All right, guys, I hate to do this because we're on a roll, but I have work in the morning, so I'm gonna bring it to an end. If you guys want to stay on, I'll leave it open. If you guys want to, but I'm gonna have to. I got too early in the morning, so.
No, I honestly, I mean, I'm to a point. I'm sleeping a lot anymore. Gabapentin is just kicking my ass.
But again, as always, a great show tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. To all you guys that are subscribed, watching, thank you very much, Marcus, Susan, Lenny. Always love your support. And to the new subscribers to the channels, bless your hearts, man. Thank you. So until next week, be blessed, stay safe. Have a good night, everyone.